Hi, I'm Dr. Sonam Tiwari, a consultant gynecologist, laparoscopic and robotic surgeon. And today we are discussing something that women rarely talk about, and that's urine leakage while coughing, sneezing, laughing, or even walking. So let's start from what is stress urinary incontinence. So SUI is when you leak during activities that increase in abdominal pressure, like coughing, sneezing, jumping, or laughing. And now, why does this happen? Is because the pelvic floor muscles have become weak, or the urethra is hypermobile, or the sphincter around the urethra, there's a deficiency in that. So, what are the common causes and risk factors of it? The primary thing that comes is pregnancy and vaginal delivery trauma, then again menopause because there's decreased estrogen in the body, obesity, repetitive high impact exercises, especially in runners or gym goers, if you gain and lose weight quite often, or even age related laxity. Like many of my patients say that I thought this was just part of aging or childbirth. You should know that it's not. Now, when we are talking about this, let's talk about what are the common symptoms. Like when I say that you have SUI, what is it that you should be experiencing? So, as I mentioned, there's leaking while running, laughing, sneezing, or any increased abdominal pressure exercise. So, you find yourself wearing pads daily and you avoid social gatherings, dances, or workouts. And the only thing on your mind when you're leaving to go out is where would I find the nearest loo to, if you ever have to go pee, and there is a fear of odor and embarrassment. Now, these things silently affect our mental health, but these can be reversed. So how do we diagnose it? So maintain a clinical history, have a bladder diary, like what is it that usually makes you leak urine, or when is it that you feel like, oh, you have to pass urine and you can't even hold till you go to the washroom, or we can do a physical examination on stress tests. Then there are urodynamic studies, those are if needed, and also imaging like sonographies and MRIs might help. So we have to understand that when you have any of these symptoms, it is important for you to go to a doctor, because otherwise all of these things cannot be done and the root cause cannot be caught and treated. So when we talk about treatment, there are non-surgical treatments. Let's talk about them that are available. First thing is pelvic floor muscle training exercises. So these are the Kegels exercises, which I've mentioned in one of my other videos, and then there are physiotherapies if needed. Some people also talk about biofeedback and electrical stimulation, but the effects are not that amazing. Lifestyle measurements or changes like weight loss, avoiding constipation, or ceasing smoking helps a lot. Another my very favorite thing is energy based devices like jet plasma for HER2, where we can work on vaginal rejuvenations through lasers, because this basically stimulates collagen, and collagen is something which is used for supporting the tissue. And jet plasma for HER2 are good for OPD based treatments, and they are great for mild to moderate cases of SUIs. Other than that, when we go to surgical treatments, then there are mid-urethral sling surgery, where now this is the gold standard of SUI, where a thin mesh is placed under the urethra. Now this is basically to provide support to the bladder and the urethra. And then again there are some bulking agents which are used. Then robotic surgeries, where now these are usually reserved for complex SUIs, or if there are redo surgeries, or you have to combine it with other surgeries like prolapse of the uterus or the bladder. I would always say that robotic surgery allows high precision now, because there's less downtime and minimal pain, and because this area is very small and working around the tissue is important. That is why robotic surgeries I usually prefer more than open or laparoscopies at any given time. And most women return to their normal activities within days and literally experience life-changing relief. So there is a possibility of recurrence, but it's very very rare, and again re-evaluation in those cases are needed because we have to understand what again the root cause is. So to conclude, I would say that SUI is treatable at any age, so don't let it control your life. Don't think that, oh, I'm just 32 and I can't have an SUI. We have to understand where is this coming from and catch it before it becomes really late. So if you're struggling, come talk to me. This is what I do, and I love helping women feel confident again. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. DM me or book a consult if you really have questions. And don't forget, women's health matters.